Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to another episode of Two Dummies That Just Watch, a sports podcast between friends. This is episode 18, the Daryl Strawberry episode. I'm one of your hosts, Will Hernandez, and I am here, as always, with my co host, Mr. Lee J. Perilla, rocking the. Did we already wear this hat or no? The Houston
Nope.
Oilers blue? Oh,
No,
that's
no
right, because
hat
you
yet
got
has
the.
been. I don't think I've repeated any football hat yet. I don't think.
Oh, well, because you were. Wait, so this is the one that you originally ordered. Didn't you have a white one? Or am I
No, that
hallucinating
was the
here?
Denver Broncos.
The Denver Broncos, right. Anyway, so Lee J's rocking the Houston Oilers hat, which, if you go back and listen to our past episodes, made our. I think it made my. Did it make yours as well? Your Mount Rushmore of logos? I
Great
can't
question.
remember. I don't know. Somebody said
Not 100%
go back
sure.
and check that. But yeah, I am rocking. This is one of the few hats I have not worn on the show yet. Is the Arizona Diamondbacks one. But anyway, we are back. It's a Monday night. Lee J was right. There's no Game 7. Piece of shit. He said it. He called it last week that there would not be a Game 7, and that
It's
we
a little
would
deeper than that.
record.
I just didn't want to express it out loud.
Well, you'll have to express it.
No,
In a bit
I'm gonna let
here.
you know what I was feeling at the moment. I just didn't want to say
Okay.
it out loud. That's the hints. You could figure it out from there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, well, we'll get into it.
And there's
We'll
detail about it, but
Yeah,
yes.
we'll get into it. We'll get into it. So, just a bit of housekeeping as usual. We are on all the social medias on Twitter/X, Threads, Instagram, and YouTube. I was definitely more active on Twitter this past weekend, especially during. I think it was the Mets game on Saturday that I was pretty active. And then yesterday I was depressed. So I didn't do a lot of tweeting yesterday. So or Xing. Anyway, subscribe on your platform of choice if you don't mind and rate us over there the 5 stars. We would greatly appreciate that. And also please share the episode if you want to, if you're so inclined to share the episode. And the schedule for next week, we'll be back at the same time, same bat time, same bat channel next week. So you'll be hearing us in your glorious ear holes again on Tuesday of next week. So, yeah. Well, sir, we've got a lot to get into in this episode. So let's uh let's um let's jump right into it because obviously, as we just said, the Mets did not make it to a Game 7. They lost last night to the Los Angeles Dodgers 10-5, putting the Dodgers into the World Series against those pieces of shit from the Bronx, the New York Yankees. We'll get into the Yankees a little bit later. But look, I I don't really I don't have a lot to say as far as the game is concerned because I think in a lot of different ways this team's flaws came through in this series big time. The pitching, what was it, 42, 45 walks in 6 games. The fact that the bottom of the lineup was a black hole, basically the whole series. Yes, Alvarez, whatever. He woke up a little bit, but the rest of the bottom of the lineup was a black hole. And there was the bases loaded. They kept how many times did they have the bases loaded in the playoffs? And then twice last night. And the big one being, I forget which inning it was when Winker popped up to left field. And get it, listen, not everybody's going to come through with the bases loaded all the time, but they had a chance to get themselves really back into it, and they dropped the ball. But I am not. I sat there and watched the whole game. I sat there and watched the Dodgers celebrate because I like to punish myself. But I wasn't like sad. I was just like, okay, look, they made it this far. You and I both said how we were wrong about them the whole season, and they made a pretty deep run into the playoffs this year. Sir, you want to tell me why you thought that there was not going to be a game 7 today?
So as I
Or
said
anything else you want to add?
as I
Yeah.
said that the last time we recorded, in my mind, which I didn't express, even though you asked me, in my mind, the Dodgers were going to win. The lineup top to bottom is better.
Bro.
All right,
Disgusting.
there's pitching in the question marks in the pitching. Whatever, their bullpen came through. That first run, that first game, they just bludgeoned us. The Mets came back to time, but then I really felt what I felt when they came back to Citi Field Game 3, and it was just dead. You could feel it through the television.
Yeah. You
There's
mean the
no
team?
life. There was
The team itself
the team
was dead.
itself. You just felt. It just looked. It didn't. It looked. I can't explain it to people that whatever don't watch sports, like didn't grow up playing sports. I just saw something was off. It didn't feel right. Then they get tattooed. They come back. They win games. I was like, this is over. We're not. I hated to say it, but I just knew it was over, and that's why I said this isn't going to game 7 because I thought the Dodgers were going to win.
Do you think here's my I guess my question to you now after listening to you say this. Do you think it was a combination of they just ran out of gas or that the Dodgers were that good or was it a combination of both?
The Dodgers are really good.
Yeah, they are.
Number 2, I said my piece with the Mets. I made my peace with the Mets. Obviously not with them over what we do here because I was wrong. Here's the
Right.
problem, and I didn't want to be negative anymore. I was trying not to be negative. For the most part, we weren't. Once we came to that line of demarcation, we weren't negative anymore. I said, you know what? I like
Mhm.
what they're doing. Let's ride the wave. Here's the problem, and like you just said a minute ago, the things that we were afraid of, while we thought they wouldn't win, reared their ugly head.
Yep,
Listen,
exactly.
guys, Sean Manaea was our ace. Sean Manaea is not an ace.
Yeah, you're right.
Pay attention to that, everyone. Sean Manaea was our ace. Sean Manaea is not an ace. You guys know exactly what that means.
He's a
There's a
number 3
huge
starter.
there's a huge difference. He's at the best number 3.
Yeah.
And I told you when we went to see him that game in Milwaukee, I said he can't do this at the most important time of the year.
Mhm.
He did it in Milwaukee. People said, "Oh, he had a good game in Philadelphia." Not really. Not to what you went 5 innings and then you started to shit the bed. Game 1 against the Dodgers, we saw what happened there, and now this past game. So essentially, he had 4, to me, in my eyes, bad games. 4. To me, that trumps whatever you did for the year, because this is when it matters.
Right.
He's not an ace. We don't have an ace on this staff. Not even Singer. So let's Senga. I don't want to hear that anymore either. And they forced this guy to come back because they thought they could catch lightning in a bottle, and it wound up not working. The whole bullpen needs to be revamped. We need to get at least one ace in here. We have to. You can't, we And by the way, before I forget, Grimace is dead. Everyone, he's dead. You know, and this is the why I don't like these stupid things, because you can't come back with this next year. You can't come back with this same thing, because then people are going to get tired of it, especially if you start to lose. It's for the moment. It worked for the moment. It's over. I don't want to see this purple fuck next year. I really
Sir,
don't.
they will find something else, you
No,
know
they
it.
could find. My point is, you will always find something else if that's what you want to do. When you go year by year, you can't use the same gimmick. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It didn't work this year. It's not going to work next year or the year after. It's over. He's dead. He's dead. I found his body traced out somewhere here in the streets of the Bronx. He's dead. Someone shot him. He's over. Grimace is dead. But
Holy
like I
shit.
said, the Mets don't have an ace. The Mets don't have an ace. They got to start. Mr. Cohen, you have to break out the checkbook, buddy.
Well, uh, I kind of don't want to get into this now, but I think we're gonna somewhat get into it because we're gonna do a deeper dive on the Mets season next week and go like person by person, who stays, who goes.
Yep.
Look at the farm system, see who might be coming up. Here's the problem. Open up the checkbook. Yeah. They're going to try to open up the checkbook for Soto, right? There's not even a question about that. When that's done, if let's just say, hypothetically, that the Mets somehow sign Soto in the offseason, which I don't think is going to happen, by the way. I'm convinced he's staying in the Bronx because I think he genuinely likes it there. If they sign him, what kind of money is left over for him for signing other players? Alonso, Manaea is going to want a bigger payday. He's going to opt out of his player option.
Well,
he's going to
be. He could go away.
Yeah. Well, then there's the thing. Then you basically got to rebuild a pitching staff. I just don't know who's out there to do that with. I guess it's. Excuse me, my question.
He has to figure that out. He's been a little bit more talkative now ever since they went on this little run. He's been on camera. He's been shown on camera, and like he said, he doesn't want that ick on the Mets anymore. That they can't do it. So he's got to figure that out. He got the people. He got the money. You got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. Because what I don't have the patience for is to wait for another one of these guys to come up, or another one of these guys in a farm system that you keep burying, and then you may not be lucky enough to find Vientos again, or he may be lucky enough that someone gets hurt and he gets called up. We got to figure this out. We can't. This season gets lost if the next 5 years are losing seasons, or 2 to 3 years. We don't remember this. We don't remember this.
And yeah, that's a good. I'm glad you brought that up because that's something I did want to bring up about talking about the future, because this is what I read and saw today, and Gary Cohen put it perfectly, I think last night when he said that this is likely the beginning of something special. But I looked at it and said to myself, is it really? Because I've heard this before.
They've said that in 2015 when they went to the World Series. They said it back in 2022. I don't want to.
Yeah.
And this is going to go into the Jets a little later, but I don't want to keep hearing the same shit. I keep hearing the same stuff, but I don't see it being shown when I go to the game or on television. Come on, guys. What are we doing here? Then the Mets gave up 46 runs, I think, in the Dodgers series. I think that's the most earned runs in a 7-game series, wound up being a 6-game series in Major League Baseball history. That's a lot.
Basically, that averages out to every guy that walked almost scored. Which is insane to me.
In 6 games, come on. Like, that's the problem right there.
Yeah. What are the things I noticed, because they kept on bringing it up in the broadcast, and it kind of hit me because the Dodgers take pitches. They don't fucking swing at garbage. So with that being said, you look at the Mets, guys like Quintana and Manaea, they're nibblers.
Yeah, because they don't, like you said, they don't have that power fastball.
Yeah, right. So they're nibbling. So when you try to nibble, that sounds fucking weird. When you try to nibble the way you do on the corners against a team that does not swing at garbage, and you yourself are not throwing strikes, and then you're trying to get strikes on what basically I thought was an inconsistent strike zone the whole fucking series. But that's beside the point. But then again, if you don't have the ability to throw 100-mile-per-hour fastball by somebody, because you guys don't have that. I mean, McGill kind of does, but he's not going to be a starter, I don't think, going for this team.
I'm done.
Going forward.
Well, like I said, we'll get into this next time. But he's one of the guys I'm done with.
And I keep on saying, I get what Gary Cohen is saying. I get what some people were saying today, that this could be the beginning of something good. But you look at the free agents that are coming up for this team, Alonso included. This team is going to look a hell of a lot different last year. And I kept on saying that over and over and over again. Even when they made the playoffs, even when they beat the Brewers, even when they beat the Phillies, I kept on saying again and again and again that this team was going to look a lot different this year. And I hated fucking what Todd Zeal said after the game. I don't know if you probably didn't watch it, obviously, but they brought up started talking about Alonso, and guess the situation that he dangled, moving Vientos to first base, and then having Brett Beatty play third or Murcio, because don't forget, heading into this year, Mauricio was supposed to be the starting third baseman.
Mm-hmm.
That's out the window now, potentially, depending on what happens with Alonso. But if you're telling me that you're going to potentially move Vientos to first base and then have Mauricio play third base, that could be your solution. But then, as you've always said, what are you going to get 40 home runs a year? You're losing out on that. Who does that come from? And I'm looking at the free
Does
agent list
Vientos
right
double
now.
his does Vientos double his numbers? So essentially, maybe if with the games he missed this year,
With the
maybe.
full season?
I don't know that. Maybe he does. But like I think you were just about to say it. There's not a lot of free agents this year.
No, there's not.
So you're gonna have to either be creative or we're gonna do this 1 year deal thing again.
Which doesn't. Yeah, I don't like. I
I'm
don't
not a
like
big fan
that.
of the 1 year deal thing because this is what happens. You get somebody like Manaya or Severino even that you know what? Do they deserve another contract? They do. I'm not gonna lie, they do. But what are you willing to give them to keep them? Because they're not an ace. They're at the best your third starter. At the best. So what do you do? That's not my job. That's your job. That's what you get paid a lot of money for. You want me to do it, you can hire me. Cohen, I'll give you my email. Just listen. It's there.
By the way, I'm looking at the free agents for next year.
It's not I already, yeah, I've already looked into this. It's not big.
No, I'm talking about for starting pitchers
Yeah,
specifically.
it's nothing crazy.
So you're either going to have to swing a trade and get rid of some of those prospects that you hold dear to your heart, or man, I guess there is no or, because
But
though
the thing
I
is
will.
with the you know what the thing I've noticed too about a lot of the prospects for the Mets, a lot of them play the same position.
They do.
So
Yes,
pick the
they
person
do.
that you think this is what you have a scout team for. Pick the one that you think is gonna have the legitimate shot. And if the one you want to trading is the gold star, then that's just a bullet you have to bite. But you got to get people in here. Everybody can't play. Everybody
Yeah.
can't play. And right now,
No.
good pitching always meets good hitting. I've always said that. It's just what it is. And we don't really have that right now.
Yeah, I'm going to be curious to see what Stearns does in the offseason, because, again, not to repeat ourselves, and maybe it's time to move on because we are repeating ourselves, but you can't be walking 45 fucking guys
That's
during
insane. That's insane. That's
you know,
insane.
it's funny because I'm watching these games throughout the whole postseason, and every time there was a walk, when I used to cover minor league baseball, when I sat in the press box at the games, this guy who did the scoreboard always, every time somebody walks will kill you, walks will kill you, walks will kill you, and guess what? The walks fucking murdered the Mets in this series. Absolutely fucking murdered them.
I'm also
So
curious what in the not I know I've seen it a lot in the Philly series, but in the Dodgers series, I didn't like jot it down or look too closely. But a lot of these walks come on 2 outs.
yes, that's another problem.
Like if you have the lead, I get it. 1-0, you want to keep the lead. But if you have 2 outs, no one on, and you give up a home run, you know what the worst case scenario is? The game is tied.
Mm-hmm.
That guy up at the plate is the least of your worries. Just get him out. That's it. Just get him out. Like, how do you go from getting pitching to two people prior dominantly, and then the third guy gets up and it's a walk, then another walk, and then a 3-1 bomb, or a double, or a single score? Like what? It doesn't make sense to me. It's weird.
Well, I mean, I think it comes down to them not having that. None of these guys have like that bulldog mentality. You know,
And this is the first year
listen,
that a lot of them have pitched this much.
right? That's another issue, right? And they kept on making that point with Mania before the
But
game started.
you can't. Here's where I push back on that. You can't use that as an excuse to me now.
Oh no, yeah, yeah,
When
of course,
no, not meaning you. Mean I'm talking about
yeah,
the Geek
yeah,
Squad. You can't use that as an excuse, or the owners, or the whoever GMs or the managers. You can't use that as an excuse now because your analytics told me it's best if they just pitch 5 innings, no more than 100 pitches, get them out of there.
right.
That's your fault. You're not building them up. So here we are. We need him to go 6+. Oh, but he's at the 100 pitch mark. Get him out of there. All right, here we are. You can't get built up to this point if you don't do it. The only way you do it is by doing it. You're not going to die if you pitch 110 pitches. You're just not. But here we are, like I said.
By the way, 13 men left on base last night. Another underrated thing, and this might be the last thing before we just kind of move on to the Yankees and the Dodgers next round. I told this to Eric at some point about Alvarez. It's like this guy is, with the way the game is played now, with guys stealing fucking bases, and the way these catchers are setting up now behind the plate, you can't be giving up stolen bases the way you know, back like before. You know, it's just I don't know. I think it's a big deal. Some people don't think it's a big deal that you could live with Alvarez hitting home runs if even if the defense is not great. But guess what? He wasn't hitting home runs this
He's
season.
not hitting home runs either, though. It can't be both ways. You can't have it both ways.
So that's like the thing. Like, is that going to be something that they have to look at in the off season? And we'll get into that next week. About, I don't know, man. I don't know if this guy is the long term answer. I really don't. I really, really don't know if he's the long term answer. Anyway, that'll be a bridge to cross at some point. So, sir, a few weeks back, I forget what episode it was, you picked the Yankees to win the World Series. And obviously, they clinched that on Saturday night when Mr. Soto hits that fucking 3-run bomb. Bro, I was sitting there watching that,
That was beautiful.
and I was just like,
As soon as he hit that, I laid down and I closed my eyes and I said, if I open them, I hope he's in the Mets uniform. 1, 2, 3, open them. Fuck. He's not.
Jesus Christ.
But this is what
And
I've
then,
always said about this guy. These are the guys that you trade for.
right.
Prospects or not. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. You want to hold on to fucking baby boppers, but you have this guy, 25 years old, doing this.
Crazy.
And I just sit there and I'm just like, I'm in awe. And I'm like, how can I even make fun of this team, this play? How can I do that?
No, you can't.
You can't. I got a different perspective now when I watch certain things happen. And it's just like, we didn't want to make a trade because we thought what somebody could have been. This guy is it. He's him, as they say. He's him.
He is us.
He's him. And I'm just
Right.
like, God, you know what? The Yankees said, F it. What you want? Take it. We want him. We think this is the missing piece that's going to help Judge catapult the team to the. And sure enough, the year
Look
they
what
trade for him, they're in the fucking World Series. Come on, man. It's not complicated. And by the way, you bummy announcers on television, resurrect Steinbrenner and fight Cashman. You all should say, get on your knees and say you're sorry. That's what you should do. All of you. That's it. That's what I have to say about that.
Who did the Mets not want to trade? Beatty, right? Wasn't Beatty the name that
I
came
think
up?
the one rumor was Beatty and Alvarez. Going back to your boy. Even though no matter what, I remember them being part of it and they didn't want to give up what they were asking for. What the fuck, man? Like I said before, it's not like Juan Soto's 35 years old. I get that.
Yeah.
At the time when the Padres got him, I think he was 24 years old. He already won a championship. He's a constant. He produces. His numbers are crazy. His on base percentage is high. All the other dopey stats are high. This guy hits, man. Like what? Whatever. Stay over there stay in the Bronx, buddy. Do yourself a favor.
Well, was I feel like the Yankees don't have a chance in this series, and the reason I say that is because I watched the Dodgers for fucking 6 games, bro. You got a guy. You got a fucking guy named Tommy Edman hitting fucking bombs.
I think they picked him up from the Cardinals at the trade deadline. I think.
He looks like he's 12 years old. By the way, he won the NLCS.
By the way, A-Rod got another tan.
Jesus, bro.
He was looking like burnt toast yesterday.
I want to get into that. I have a comment about that whole situation too. Jeter's a fucking asshole. I don't know how you people put that man on a pedestal. He fucking sucks. I'll get into that in a minute. Let's get back to this first. I don't know the depth of that lineup because all you kept on hearing, oh, they got 3 MVPs, they got 3 MVPs, they got 3 MVPs, right? Who is it? It's Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Ohtani. 3 MVPs, 3 MVPs. Guess what? It was the other guys that killed the Mets. Muncy.
That's what makes it worse. Makes it worse.
Hernandez. I don't know, man. I can see. I think, yeah, you're right about the pitching. The pitching the pitching's going to be a problem. But the Yankees don't have that length to their lineup that the Dodgers do. And I think that might end up being the difference in the series, that the Dodgers just might fucking outscore you, regardless of their pitching, regardless of the fact that they have to run bullpen games, which I can't believe that that's happening in the fucking playoffs. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna throw out fucking 7 guys one day just to see what happens. And if we lose, fuck it. We got a starter going the next day. Who cares? Like, that's insane that's happening in the playoffs. But on the other side, fucking Soto's the X factor, man. He's the X factor in this whole series, I think, in a lot of ways. And don't forget, Torres is playing well, hitting well. Fucking Stanton.
And the biggest X factor of them all. And I said it right at the beginning of all of this. And I told you people, whether you want to put him in the Hall of Fame or not, when he plays in the playoffs, he produces.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Giancarlo Stanton. This guy's a monster. There's no denying it. That Guardian series, they could have lost at least 2 other games that they actually won because of him. There was one game they had 4 hits. I want to say 5 hits total, maybe. They won the game, but he had 4 of the hits.
Mm-hmm.
Or 3 out of the 4 hits, something like that. This guy matters. And I get it. You guys make fun of him. He's not always available. But you know what? If you were honest with yourself and say, you know what? I'd rather take what he's doing now when it matters, you're all going to say yes.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And something else I wanted to touch on real quick. Now, it's the World Series now. I had to mention this last time because obviously the series wasn't over yet. For all you people out there, and I'm about to defend the Yankees, and I hate that I got to do this because I did pick them. I still think they're going to win the World Series.
You know what? Okay.
Still going with them. That hasn't changed. I still think they're going to win.
Gotcha.
You don't apologize for who you beat. This notion of they had an easy path, Royals, Guardians, Indians, whoever you want to play, you don't apologize for that. You play who's in front of you. Listen, The Royals had a good year. The Guardians had a good year. Is it the Yankees' fault that the Orioles shit the bed toward the end of the year? Who everybody picked to win it all?
Or the
Blue Jays didn't have the year that everyone expected them to have? Or Boston, same thing. That's not the Yankees' fault. They have to play who's in front of them. Let me tell you something, Mets fans. If you was able to pick who you wanted to pick in the playoffs and they asked you, you want the Royals or the Guardians, you know who you would have said? You would have said the Royals and the Guardians.
Yeah.
Who says they want the hardest path to prove for what? Winning a World Series ring is winning a World Series ring. What's the difference? You're not going to remember it 20 years from now. All you're going to remember is you won it in 2024. It's idiotic. It's stupid. It's a dumb argument to have with someone else that
Wait,
doesn't get it.
were Mets fans saying this today,
I
or
just seen this all over. Like, I guess it was Mets fans because I guess they were being trolled by Yankees. You know, the whole New York rivalry thing and all of that.
yeah?
It's stupid. Oh, well, you had an easier path. And who cares? You have to play who's in front of you. It doesn't matter. You don't apologize for that.
Get better pitching, Mets.
That's it. You don't apologize. It was even like Guardians fans, you know, trying to do like tweet at Yankees accounts and Royals account. Like, what? It's idiotic. It's stupid. You don't apologize when you have to play. It's dumb. You people need to stop doing that. It's stupid. It's stupid.
Well, now you know what'll happen if the Dodgers do win. Everybody will say, "You see,
that's what
I
they're
told you."
gonna, which is why I hate that I'm gonna say this, but that's why I want the Yankees to shove it up their ass. Because if you said right now, you just look back at everything, everything's equal. Dodgers have the best team in baseball.
Yes, I agree.
That lineup from top to bottom is crazy, but they can be beat. And if they just stay disciplined at the plate, like you said, that the Mets didn't do, and chase guard, kind of emulate what they do at the plate. I'll say this: Garrett Cole has to be that ace. He has to be that ace. He can't go 4+ innings, 4 1/3, 5. No, Garrett Cole has to go at the minimum 6+.
I was just thinking 6. Yeah,
6+. You know, get into the 6. Maybe pitch to a couple batters. You hit a little rough spots. All right, they take you out, but they still pull through. 6+. You can't be doing this 5 or less. I'm sorry, you can't. If he averages 5 or less this series, they're gonna get bombed.
because you figure
He'll pitch at least twice. No, if it goes
at
7,
least twice. Well, if it goes 7, he'll probably pitch 3 times. I would think. Because you figure, let's see, Friday, Saturday, right? That's game. He's starting game 1. He would probably start game 4. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. And then it's always all hands on deck for a potential game 7. I think it's going to go 7 games. I mean, that's kind of my gut feeling, but I'll be curious to see kind of how that all
there's going to be a parade on Fordham.
Oh, stop, please.
These animals are going to take the D train from underneath the ground and rip it and bring it up top and carry it through the streets of the Bronx. And that's actually a compliment. I'm not dissing y'all.
God damn. Oh, by the way, Jeter. Okay, let's talk about this. Fuck it, I don't care. Bro, let me tell you something. Let me listen. And I'm gonna come at some fucking people too with this too, because I saw some really stupid fucking comments. When I'm watching these pregame shows, I want to be entertained. I'm sorry. That's why, and you and I have talked about it. That's why we love Shaq, Charles Barkley, and those guys, because they're entertaining. Yes, I don't know why I have my pill bottle here. Yes, they're insightful, right? But bro, they know how to fucking joke around and be funny with each other, and jokes and all this other
all
shit.
Script stuff.
And Big Papi, David Ortiz, and to a lesser extent, A-Rod on the Fox show, they're playing off of each other and joking around and stuff like that. But then you got Mr. Stick Up His Ass, Derek Jeter. Bro, this guy has the personality of a fucking ant. I mean, seriously.
You're going to be attacked. People say right now this is blasphemous.
No. You know why? Because I was reading comments, and I even saw Yankees fans saying, "Oh man, I'm a Yankees fan, but my God, Jeter's been awful during this whole during this whole playoff thing." So I don't know if you saw the clip of Mr. and Mrs. Met. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Where Jeter walks off the set?
Yeah.
Bro, what? You don't know how to have fun? By the way, Ortiz is saying some "come here, mommy." I was like, oh shit. I was like,
yeah, because they made Mr. and Mrs. Met have a fat ass now.
Bro, he was saying some like shit like, "Oh man, he's gonna get canceled right now." But my God, Jeter, goddamn, and everybody kept on saying it. Everybody said it. He's not working because he's not gelling well with the other two guys. But
I just
here's
don't
the
think that's his person. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's not his personality. But
well,
yes,
that's
just have a little bit of fun. I don't really
a
think that
little
calls to
bit.
your calls to your personality.
Like you couldn't have fun with the whole Mr. Met and Mrs. Met thing. I mean, come on. And then there's always that one asshole out there. Oh well, Jeter's there to be serious and to provide analysis on the game. Fuck you. You can
Yeah,
do
because
both.
that one asshole hopes that he was one of those women that was in a hotel room with Jeter and that was left a fruit basket at the end of the night.
Bro, there were so many comments about that on some of these. The whole fruit
I was
basket
hoping that
thing.
was him one of those nights.
Dude, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't know how widespread that rumor was, but I will say this. This is when I was living in Chicago. I don't think this is going to I'm not going to say who it was, but I knew somebody that worked for MLB, like worked for Major League Baseball. And him and I got into a conversation one night and he said, "Yeah, Jeter had the reputation because he used to have an apartment in Trump Tower. Jeter had the reputation of bringing women home and then doing what you did. He would leave like a gift basket in the
Thank
middle
you,
of the
gift
night
basket. Thank
and
you for
like
the evening.
disappear." Yeah, this was like his MO for years playing in New York.
Kudos to him. Listen, forget about the baseball stuff.
I love that we're talking about this right now.
There is so many athletes that got caught up with women, scandals,
Oh yeah,
accusations of rape, sexual assault, and this is stuff not to to joke about. And I'm not trying to make light of this. This guy did it the right way.
that's a good point.
Whoever bro, like his girlfriends, the women he just dated, that's wifey material to other people out there. Bottom
Mhm.
feeders. That's wifey material. These were just like he just regularly dated tens.
Yeah, yeah. All flings.
Who does that? But at the same time, didn't get caught up. No babies until after he retired and then wound up settling down because that's the way
Which
he wanted to do it.
no, I mean,
Didn't get caught in any scandals.
right.
You didn't hear anything about this guy. Everybody else, essentially, if you bring him up, everybody.
That's a good point.
A-Rod, go to other sports. Shaq, Kobe, God rest his soul. This guy, I can't even think of another person that did it the way he did it. I can't think of anyone.
Deshaun Watson, who we will get into later.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be like he fell down. He was like, yes, I hurt my Achilles. Can y'all set up those appointments for me? I need someone at a massage just while I whip out the snake on the stretch table.
Sir, they have to be supervised now, by the way.
Oh, supervise, yeah. Until they see that snake, maybe they'll jump in.
Wow. This is a family show. No, it's not. Anyway, Jeter, get a personality, please. Do me a fucking favor.
Ay, ay, ay.
All right. Sir, it is the eve of the NBA season, which is fucking insane to me. So I want to play a game with you. Really quick game. This is really quick. Really, really quick. Because I'm sitting there. I was on FanDuel today making my picks for this coming Sunday. I didn't put the bets in yet, but I just made my pick so I can know, take a screenshot and whatever. So I go over to the NBA and I'm like, oh, I wonder what the over-under is on the Nets wins this year. Sir, do you want to give me a guess as to what the over-under is for the Brooklyn Nets in the 2024-2025 season?
I'm going to say, I was going to really disrespect your team, but I'm going to give them a couple extra wins. And I'm going to say 18.
19.5.
Oh, I was close.
Close. Bro, when I said no more than 20, right? Didn't I say? I said this team is not winning more than 20 games this season.
I was gonna say 15, but I said that's really disrespectful. I'll give him a couple more. That's how I did it in my head just now, off the whim.
19.5. 19.5. That's fucking insane to me.
That's
Listen,
almost enticing to take the over.
it is. Oh, man. Well, their first game's on Wednesday.
I'm dead ass serious. I'm dead ass serious.
Their first game's on Wednesday. So you got 48 hours because they start in 48 hours from now, Wednesday. Listen, I'm looking at the just like and this is why I want to start with the Nets first, just to get the trash out of the way first and play the game first. But dude, I again, if you go back to listen to the solo episode, I went there and I looked at the training camp roster and I'm going through the names and I'm just like, I don't understand who is gonna score on this team. Because I don't have any faith in Ben Simmons. I don't give a fuck what that guy says, by the way, that he's back, this, that, and the other thing. I'll give it what? What are we giving it until he gets his first injury? Let me write this down. Let's write this down and see who comes close.
Hold on. I just got an alert. Ben Simmons is injured and out for the year.
Sir, if you got an alert that said Ben Simmons is dead, I would believe it.
I bet you I know one thing he was doing while he was having quote unquote back surgery. I bet he was having sex.
Come on.
But coincidentally, he couldn't play basketball. Okay,
Jesus
buddy.
Christ. Oh, that's like Malik Neighbors going to a concert despite having concussion protocol. That's a little suspect to me. Anyway, but seriously, do you think he'll make it through at least a quarter of the season? 25 games.
I'm going to give him, if everything's in up and up like they said, he's definitely not going to play back-to-backs. So I would have to, let's say there's maybe 8 to 10 back-to-backs a year. So 8 to 10 games he's not going to play. So let's say 70 right there. That's 70. Little Knicks and whatever there, here and there, that's 5 to 8 games. That's another 6. I'd say the guy plays about 45 games.
Hold on a second. I'm asking ChatGPT a question. What's a quarter of 82? 20.5. So you're saying
I think he plays more than that.
You think he plays more than 21 games? Let's just say. Let's round it up.
You know what? I say he plays. I say he just plays half. So 41. At least 41 games.
So Lee J thinks that
if it's true, he wants us to believe what he's saying, and that's me just factoring in everything I just factored.
You're saying 41 games.
I'll say about 41 games.
I'm going to go lower than that, and I'm going to say he plays like 30 games this year. Because I just don't believe that. I don't believe anything that comes out of this man's mouth. Like I don't. It wasn't he saying a few weeks ago? People are being like disrespectful to me and shit. It's like, bro, what the fuck have you done?
You're being disrespectful to yourself.
You're stealing money from this organization.
There's something else wrong with you every other day. Like, come on, bro, stop it. Just go play basketball. The sport you grew up playing, and now you're getting fortunate enough to get paid millions of dollars to do it. Go play. That's it. Stop being so sensitive. We live in a different world.
This team,
41. You 30. Let's see what happens. Maybe he winds up somewhere in the middle there. Maybe he winds up more. I doubt it, but let's see what happens.
There's no way he plays more than half the season. No fucking way.
I definitely. I started at 45. I don't see it going over 50. I don't see that.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. Anyway, it's gonna be a long season in Brooklyn, and I don't know. I don't know how much I'll personally talk about them, but I'll probably watch as much as I can. We'll see. Listen, I watched some pretty shitty basketball when this fucking guy was the coach, and I was living in Chicago. God, who was the coach then? They got rid of him. Well, they've gotten rid of 3 guys. No, after Lawrence Frank.
You had Nash. You had Vaughn.
God.
Oh my God, what's that dude now? I think he took over at. Oh my God, what's his name? That they fired him, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what is his name,
I'm gonna
man?
get it right now.
He used to be the Knicks assistant.
Somebody's yelling at the fucking Kenny Atkinson.
Kenny Atkinson. There you go.
I watched some pretty shitty fucking basketball when he was the coach.
And I actually thought he should have never been fired, but
yeah, I agree. But the players were in the league, so
yep.
what are you gonna do?
And the debacle continues in Brooklyn. There will be a lot of ugly basketball. That's a fact.
Hey, at least it'll be cheap to go see, maybe.
Yeah, you could go. You could probably go to whatever game you want.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Anyway, all right, sir. Knicks versus Celtics tomorrow to get the season started. Before we get into that, so apparently Josh Hart is quoted as saying that he feels lost in this new world that the Knicks live in now. But apparently, and this just broke yesterday. I don't know if you read the article. It was in the
No, I didn't
Post.
see that.
Yeah, so Jalen Brunson said that if Hart's feeling that way, it's on me. This is on me to fix it. He says, and I'll quote here, I have to be a better leader and make sure he's ready to go by game one. And then he says that it's on him.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Hart, he only scored 2 points. 2 points, 90 minutes of play throughout the preseason. And, don't forget Hart's feeling a little lost. Achua now is going to be out the 2 to 4 weeks with a strained left hamstring. So, you're not exactly starting the season on full strength, but is there you think that this is any cause for concern as the Knicks enter, I think, an incredibly pivotal season right here? Because I know that we talked about it. The championship still goes through Boston, but the Knicks are fucking right there, and everybody's expecting them to be right there at the end of the day. So, sir, any concerns about this Hart situation, and what are your feelings heading into tomorrow night?
No. And the reason I say that, Josh Hart might still be just a little butthurt because they got rid of DiVincenzo.
You think
That's what
that's the
this
reason?
this is what this sounds like. I'm going to tell you why I say that. Because
Okay.
Josh Hart is not a superstar. Josh Hart's not a regular star.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Hart is on the bats what we like to call the junkyard dogs. They do everything that no one else wants to do. They want to dive for basketballs. They want to hit an open three when they're open, dive for loose balls, play great defense, yada, yada, yada. This Knicks team is deep.
Yeah.
If Thibodeau seems like there's a part of a game or any game that he doesn't seem part of it, you know where he's going to be at?
On the
On the
bench.
bench. And there's going to be somebody right in there taking his place. Do I agree with Brunson saying? Yeah, probably because they know each other best. And Brunson's just a leader like that. So I do respect what he's trying to do and what he's trying to do for his team that he's known for a long time. With that being said, DiVincenzo's gone. Randall's gone. We got to turn the page. You still got to do what you got to do, which is your job, and you're still good at it. Just do your job. Just do your job. Because teams always need players like Josh Hart. He's going to always have something to do.
Right.
He could have zeros in a stat box, but he could have shut his man down. That's not going to show up in a stat box, but us as fans, we know what he does for the team. It's different. I give credit to Leon Rose in this aspect. And I'm going to base this on a lot of other GMs I'm seeing in the New York tri-state area that's not doing this. He took them out of the doldrums because the Knicks have been terrible for a very long time. And he tried to rock with that with the Randall, bringing Brunson. Randall, unfortunately, got hurt. A couple pieces here and there. But you know what? And it worked for the most part. It got Knicks to the playoffs. First year, they lost to Atlanta. Next year, they lost in the second round to Miami. Last year, they lost in the second round to Indiana. Yes, some of it due to injury. But you know what Leon Rose said? This is not the team that's going to get us to that next level. What do I need to do as a GM president of operations, I need to do something here that's going to take us to that next level. And he doesn't stop working. He did it. He brought in Towns, a couple other pieces, Mikal Bridges, re-signed the Chua. He's ready to rock and roll. I respect that. Dolan's minding his business. I don't. This is the year where the Knicks have to take that next step. They have to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, and I don't want that to be the least. The Knicks. The Knicks have to go to the finals.
Wow.
And if it's not that, it's got to be a dogfight to whoever they fight in the whoever they face in the Eastern Conference Finals. That'll be acceptable to me. There's nothing anything less than that because you've already made it to the second round the last 2 years.
Right. Yeah. You got to take the next step now.
You have to take the next step. We can't as fans, we can't be like, oh yeah, second round again, but we were hurt. You got to find a way to fight through that. Injuries happen. They always happen. You got to fight through it. The only way I accept the Eastern Conference Finals is, like I said, whoever they face, it's a dogfight. 7 games to the wire. Shit happens. Sometimes a ball doesn't go the way you want it to go. Sometimes you don't get a call. That's fine. Push that aside. The Knicks got to go to the finals. Period. Stop. There's nothing else that's acceptable to me.
So would you talk about that dogfight in the Eastern Conference Finals? What happens if it comes against the Celtics? Because I mean, listen. They're the perennial favorite.
It would hurt more because it's that. But I would, as I'm watching it, and I know what effort is, and maybe they just fell a little bit talent. Like I said, a whistle blown here, whatever. Maybe a tad bit talent short.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's against the Celtics, I could accept that. I just can't accept another of these second round exits again. I can't. That's unacceptable. I can't do that.
What you want.
And I can't take a sweep in the Eastern. I can't do that either. Sweep in the Eastern. No. You're gonna make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. You got to fight. It's time to take that next step. We've been slowly chipping away. Made the playoffs. Second round. There's got to be another step. These are the reasons why GMs and presidents, they make these moves like Karl Anthony Towns.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they think that's the next step. That's what they're telling us as fans. That's
right.
how I'm reading it.
Yeah.
So even if you're not a Knicks fan.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a basketball fan. It has nothing to do with being a Knicks fan. That's how you're reading it. There's no other way to read it.
So I mean,
I gotta say.
No, but the thing is, like you just said, not even me as a Knicks fan. And we talked about it when they got Towns. I thought immediately, I was like, okay, this is it. Pushing the chips to the center of the table is like, we're fucking all in now. We made this trade. Now we got to go beat the Celtics.
That's what it's telling you
to get to the finals. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so you're saying Eastern Conference, the NBA Finals are bust, unless X, Y, and Z happens.
Like I said, I accept the dogfight. That's it.
Right. I get it. Okay. Well, listen, I will be watching tomorrow night. It's funny. They're on 2 national games to start tomorrow night and Friday night against the Pacers. So you look right off the bat, they got to get tested with the Celtics and the Pacers. So.
I said it. If they want to if the NBA wants to do it right, they need to open up Knicks versus Celtics.
Yeah, and you got your wish.
Because I want the Knicks to watch them raise that fucking banner.
There's one more thing I want to discuss before I talk briefly about the Liberty, but you sent me the video the other day about Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce talking about Joel Embiid. And if you guys haven't heard this by now, apparently Embiid has said he's not going to play back-to-backs this season. He's not going to play back-to-backs for the rest of his career. Think about that for a second. For the rest of his career. So Lee J, for those who don't know, Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett have a podcast together. And Kevin Garnett is so fucking raw. I love it.
Yeah, he doesn't accept any of that stuff.
He doesn't give a fuck He gives two shits. I love that about him. That dude is raw as can be. So they got into talking about it, and he basically said he hates it. And I love what he said. I don't want to hear any more comparisons between this generation and the last generation. He respects this
No, he
generation.
said, yep, I was about to say that. He
Right.
did say he respects it and what they're doing for the league.
Right.
And
But
obviously the
it's
talent that comes with it. But all that other
right.
stuff, you could leave it at the door.
But the fact that, and my first response was that soft. That's what it comes down to. Because, bro, I don't. Here's the way I look at it. You got guys, whatever, how many years ago, that were traveling in shittier conditions, shittier planes, less luxury when they get to the arena to get their bodies ready to play. Those guys played back to backs. But you're telling me now, when these athletes get fucking pampered and you basically go into the locker room and it's like all the state of the art shit, everything is top of the line. Everything. They got fucking people at your beck and call, nutritionists, masseuses.
Cryo chambers.
You have all this shit available to you to make your body
Manny's
top notch.
petties. Fuck
Yeah.
off.
I mean, but you're telling me that you can't. Oh, I can't play back to backs. It's too much. I'm gonna take the second night off of the back to back. And then what? What did he say? What did Garnett say? That means you're basically automatically not playing 10 games or whatever
That's what
it
I said
was.
before. It comes
Yeah.
out to about, yes,
Right.
that's what
We're
I was
talking
saying
about
before
scrimmage.
with
Yeah.
the Nets.
Yeah.
That's why I took 10 games off of Ben Simmons, because he's not going to play those back-to-backs.
I listen. I get it. It's a maybe, I don't know, man. I don't know. I never played basketball. Never. Well, besides the schoolyard. I get it. But you're telling me, is it that much of a strain on the body that you can't do the
I'm,
back to backs in this day and age? Go
I'm
ahead,
going to
sir.
say something real quick.
Yeah, say it.
And it's not to minimize what they do. These people are great athletes. What they do is freakish. I wish I could do it.
Yeah, me too.
But in the great words of Mr. Roberto Moran, shout out Roberto Moran, he always used to say this and we used to laugh, but it's true. And this is why I say I don't minimize what they do, but it's true what he said. He always said it to make fun, but also some truth behind it. You're playing basketball.
Right. Yeah. Right.
It makes a lot of sense if you just listen. And I'm not minimizing what you do. Of course not. You're uber talented. Even the worst, what people would consider the worst person in the NBA is a great athlete.
Right.
And it was still great at one time, college, high school, whenever it was. And he made it to the NBA. You're playing basketball. I need a day off. I don't want to perform. This will be my 5th brain surgery in a row. I need a day. I need a day off.
I'm
Oh my
dead, bro.
God. I
Dude, I
gotta
was just thinking the
save
same
someone
thing.
else's life again. Oh, for the second week in a row. I can't do this again. Can someone give me a day off? Are you kidding me, dude? Oh shit. That building's burning. I ain't running into that motherfucker today. You're playing basketball. Basketball. That's
It's
it.
insane.
Nothing else
It's
to say.
insane. It's insane.
Imagine if Joel Embiid was in your local fire department. You better hope your fucking building don't catch on fire, because you're going to be dead. He's going to be like, yesterday was Monday, I ran into a burning building. Today would be a back-to-back. I'm out.
Jesus Christ. I mean, that's a great way to illustrate it, though. It's just like, think about it that way, you know?
Like,
It's just,
come on, dude. Play, like, what?
It's crazy.
Stupid. But you want me to consider you one of the best basketball players out there that's willing to give his all. You're not, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. All right. I just want to quickly, I'm not going to spend too much time with this, but obviously the New York Liberty, one of the original teams in the WNBA, finally won the WNBA finals. Bro, I didn't even realize this was like their 6th time in the finals, and they finally fucking won one for once. And the Lynx already had 5 of them. I'm like, that goes to show you how much I really don't pay
Didn't they make it to
attention.
They used to make it to a lot of them when the WNBA first started. No, I feel
Yeah,
like the
they
Liberty
did.
was always
Yeah,
in it
they
for
were. They
some
were.
reason.
They were. Um, but yeah, listen, and I will say, I talked to my mom last night after she called me up because she knew I was watching. And she was emotional about it. So I'm glad that she was able to finally see that. And I can't believe they're actually getting a parade, which is I'm shocked about, to be quite honest with you.
Good for Mama Janet. Good for her. I'm happy for her.
Yeah.
Because
She
everybody,
already
well, minus the Giant, well, not until now. Everyone's fucking losers.
I know.
So
Well,
I'm happy
listen,
she got to see one team
yeah,
fucking win.
she got one. And when I talked to her earlier in the day on Sunday, I said to her, because she started saying about, because the Mets obviously were playing Sunday night, and she was switching back and forth. She doesn't do like me.
Yeah, yeah.
Last night I got the two TVs and a fucking iPad going. Mets, Jets, and
Yeah,
Liberty.
they're not gonna do that.
Yeah, that's not what they do. They're not high tech like we are. But I asked her, I was like, who would you be more upset about losing? And she said, she didn't even hesitate. She said the Liberty. And I'm like, because she was already at peace with the Mets, I think.
She's seen obviously the one in '86.
Yeah, yeah. And she remembers 69 still,
Okay, so she does remember. Okay,
Yeah, she does. She was a teenager, I think, when that happened. Um, but I think she was at peace with the Mets already because she was like, listen, nobody expected them to be here. Yes, would it be nice for them to win and go on? Sure. But she was like, the Liberty, I've been waiting for this for 20, what is it, 28, 29 years.
I was about to say she's probably one of the WNBA's most loyal, devoted fans
Oh
out there
my
since this
God.
shit
Yeah.
started.
Yeah. She
So
watches all the games.
she's been riding with them since the inauguration.
Dude, they used to have season tickets when they played at
Oh,
Madison
look at
Square
that.
Garden. And she went to, remember when they played some games at Radio City Music Hall?
Yep.
She went to a couple of those games as well. So, I know last night meant a lot to her, and in turn, it meant a lot to me for the Liberty to win last night because I really want to see that for my mom. So, shout out to the Liberty. I can't believe that that the size. I forget that they own the Liberty too. And I don't know if you saw any of the celebration, but it wasn't him on the mic. It was the wife. She
Oh,
runs
his
that shit.
wife.
Yeah, she basically runs like she
She's
is
probably
like
more dedicated than him. Sorry,
yeah.
ass
I
owner.
think so. Yeah, fuck, bro, I can't stand him. Um. Anyway, so yeah, shout out to Liberty. They bring a championship to New York City. They're gonna have a parade on Thursday down the Canyon of Heroes.
Good for them.
Then they're gonna do a fucking celebration at Barclays at night. So, by the way, Spike Lee, drop dead, please. I'm sick of
Maybe
you.
I'll go to the parade and dressed in green. Create some kind of facade.
Jesus Christ. Oh God.
What's her name? I don't want to say it wrong.
Yeah, I
Ionescu.
ask you. Yes.
She'll
Yeah.
be my Rodgers.
Jesus
Piece of
Christ.
shit.
Sir, hold on. We're not there yet. Just relax. All right. It is halftime at the show Two Dummies that just watch. And part of the reason why we're recording a little bit later tonight is because Lee J had to go do some apartment hunting. And when he mentioned this to me earlier today, I was like, oh, you know what? You know what we should talk about for our halftime topic? How much apartment hunting fucking sucks the fucking life out of you. So, sir, tell me a little bit about. I know you and Mel have been looking to get out of the Bronx and you know, I guess what Yonkers, right?
Well, not
Um,
well. These are
where
actually.
was this one at?
This is in the Bronx, not too
Oh
far
shit.
from
Okay.
her. Actually, like 2 blocks from her gym,
Okay. Gotcha.
and maybe a train stop away from where Sam lives.
Okay.
Nice area. I'm familiar with it. Pelham Bay Park is not too far from there. Nice park. Um, so I guess one of the women she goes to the gym with overheard her speaking about looking for an apartment, and I guess her and her
Mm.
husband is in real estate in some capacity. So brought to her attention about an apartment she knows of. Actually, it's in a private house.
Oh shit. Look at that.
And through my experience, and this may just make sense in general, but through my experience, I've rented out of a private house twice.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them were 2 floors. He lived on the first floor, the person that owned it, and then up top.
Yeah.
Being that it's their house, you're going to be catered to.
Right. Exactly.
Anytime there was something wrong, this man was upstairs. If he wasn't
Mm-hmm.
home, I sent him a text message. We gave him a phone call. He let us know when he was available. He would take care of it, whether it be himself, whether he had to pay out of his own pocket to hire whoever he had to hire. It was done.
Mm-hmm.
So we go see this one today. The gentleman was actually outside. Seemed like a nice dude, very, very friendly. Yeah, sure, go right in. So we went in with the realtor. Actually, decent size, living room, nice size, kitchen was nice. The bedrooms were actually fucking bedrooms.
Like actual bedrooms, yeah.
Bro, they're nice size bedrooms. Very nice size bedrooms.
So it's 2 bedrooms?
2 bedrooms.
Apartment? Gotcha.
He has a 3-bedroom upstairs, but we don't need all that space.
Yeah.
Then one of the nice things are the apartment. Fortunate enough we get it because we like this one. When you come out our door to the right, it's like a little, I guess, a common area you could call it, because it would be like whoever is there first will get to utilize it. There's a couple chairs there. You sit out there,
Oh, okay.
have
Gotcha.
a cup of coffee, whatever, a glass of whatever you want to have, just chit chatting, talking, just to break away from the television, go outside, talk, whatever. So they had like a little area like that. So in my mind, in others, it could probably still be a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But for the neighborhood, what they're offering is $2,200.
That doesn't sound bad.
Which isn't right. And then, fortunate enough, while we're there, she got another apartment that came up that we went to go see. In a small, this was in an apartment building, 3 floors only. The young lady was there, but she's moving, so she let us come in. Little smaller. Kitchen not as big. The bedrooms were a legit 2 bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Couple closets, and that was going for $1,900.
Mm.
So right now, there's a possibility of 2 options being on the table for us. But back to the really why you wanted to bring this up. It's not from my experience. It's just like what everyone goes through.
Oh, yeah. It's awful.
Today was actually a breeze.
It sounded like it, yeah.
Yeah, I met her at her gym. We went there. We picked up dinner. Came home. It was cool. We went over it already. Was like, you know what? Let's just submit the application. Let's see what happens. And that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
But besides that, man, when you go to these apartments, besides the 2 today, they're trying to tell you something that it's not. It's make-believe. It's Peter Pan. This is not you want to really just, you don't want to be disrespectful, but just like you want to turn around to the person and be like, this is not what do you think? I'm stupid? This is not a 2-bedroom. This is an office. Who's going to sleep in here? No one's going to sleep in here. And then sometimes they don't tell you everything in the article itself. You don't find out about a bunch of other things until like when you get there and you're viewing the apartment. I'm like, what? I'm not interested. It winds up becoming a headache. This shouldn't be this hard, bro. It shouldn't be this hard. But everything goes up, and
yeah,
a lot of these apartments, let's be honest, they're not worth what they're trying to.
Oh no, absolutely
get
not.
Rent for.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Some of the building, you see my apartment buildings right on my floor. Even a couple upstairs, she showed me, bro. The apartment they're trying to charge $3,100. There's no way. Insane. Just based off, it's not bad around here. It's not, but the stuff that you want me to deal with, like we've spoke about before, the crap on the floor, the loud noise at night. I don't want to deal with this stuff. I just don't. Call me whatever you want. I don't care. I don't want to deal with this stuff. Especially if I'm paying over $3,000, which sounds ridiculous to me.
And the thing is they want to charge you that because they renovated the fucking place.
No, it's like, you should have did that when I was here. I would have maybe contemplated giving you a little bit of extra dollars.
Yeah, exactly.
But now it matters to you because you want to get the next person in here for $3,500.
Right.
Fuck off, man.
Yeah.
Even like family members of our own, family members of yours in particular. You go to the apartment. This is not this size, and in this neighborhood, on this corner, no way. Like what? But they could do that now because people are desperate. They want to get out. They want to move. They want space.
Mhm.
They want yada yada. Come on, man. It doesn't. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's stupid.
There was it's funny because you mentioned the whole thing about the size of bedrooms. So when I was looking, when I moved to Newburgh last year, was that last year? Yeah, that was early in 2023. I remember, Broadway, right? In
Yep.
Newburgh, it's like the main street on Broadway, and they were doing renovations on. They were actually brand new apartments,
Mm-hmm.
and you get there, and the realtor brings you upstairs, and she's like, "Oh yeah, this is a 2-bedroom apartment." No, it's not.
It's
You had
not.
the bedroom was smaller than this office, and this office is
Oh
not
god,
like
you
big,
yeah.
It's and you know what? This originally this is technically supposed to be this is a 2-bedroom that I live in.
No, it's
This is
not.
not no,
It's not a
guys.
2-bedroom. There's
I
no
love
way.
listen, this size of this room is perfect for my needs for when I work here and I record and all this shit. I got a TV in here and all this other stuff. But nobody's sleeping in here, you know? So I just hate this shit that they fucking like lie. Don't get me wrong. When they showed me the one on Broadway, everything was brand new. Brand new, right? It wasn't a 2-bedroom apartment. I mean, that's like the bottom line.
That's my biggest gripe. Like
Yeah.
you're trying to sell me something that is not. Listen, when it comes to apartment hunting, size doesn't matter because they're gonna try to go off for you bullshit.
Right.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like you guys, like we're gonna go see the apartment. You know that, right?
Right.
And you're
Yeah,
telling me
exactly.
some bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's
Exactly.
just, oh man, it's just a struggle, man. It's a pain in the ass. It fucking sucks. It's just like moving too. It just sucks.
Yeah, that whole thing sucks. I'm unavailable, by the way. I
No,
gotta
we're not doing it.
yeah, I got a bad back, so fuck you.
I'm not
Get
fucking
movers. Get movers, you piece of shit.
no, we're not getting any movers. I'm just buying stuff.
Oh, we gotta do that thing. You gotta do that
I'm
other
not
thing.
fucking moving nothing.
Gotcha.
Move these.
Jesus Christ. No, that whole thing. I mean, I did it when I moved from Boston to here. I got rid of a lot of shit. I'm like, I'm just gonna buy new shit. So there was less. There was less at the end of the day to move, but yeah, I'm not even. I don't even want to think about moving like right now. I'm perfectly content to stay where I am, and that's I'm good. But yeah, I just when you mentioned that today, I was like, oh, that's like a good topic to kind of bring up because it is. And listen, you know me. I've lived in a lot of fucking apartments in my life.
Me,
It is
the
yeah,
same.
it is not fun at all to go through that whole process again and again and again and again. It just sucks. Anyway, you know what else sucks?
New York football.
Jesus Christ.
Meanwhile, they're peeing on our leg and telling us it's raining. Fuck you.
let's let's start with the Giants this week. And I want to say something to these Giants fans out there and these so-called quote unquote influencers. You could influence these nuts right now. Seriously. All I saw Sunday, leading into Sunday's game, on the day of the game. Oh, these people at MetLife better come out and just boo the shit out of Saquon Barkley. Boo that man. Boo him, boo him, boo him, boo him. Guess what, guys? It didn't mean shit. You know why? Because Barkley had 176 yards. 100, dude, he averaged 10.3 yards per carry, 17 carries, 176 yards. The only reason he didn't break fucking 200 is because they fucking were blowing him out towards the end of the game. That's the only reason he didn't break 200. And I was watching that game. I'm sitting there. This is the first time in 3 games that I'm actually sitting there and I'm not distracted by the Mets. I'm sitting there watching that game. And you know what I kept on saying to myself? He's gonna break a couple. He's gonna break a big one soon. Like it's gonna happen because you know how he is. This is what he does. Little,
He
two,
broke. He
three,
broke.
4 yards.
He broke a
Yeah,
couple,
he broke two
2 or
huge.
3, but I know at least 2.
He broke two fucking huge runs, and I'm trying to bring up.
I think one was 70 something, and then there was one up the middle for like
So no, so
maybe 50 something.
the first one, yeah, this is the first one.
The
I
first
think
one was like
was
70 something. It was
it,
like down the sideline.
it was a no. This is yeah, this is a shotgun that he had a 55-yard run, and this is when they scored. He scores up the middle for the touchdown. So that was like the first big one. And then I'm trying to see. I just want to look quick here.
I think the second one's either maybe a little bit slightly to the right or up the middle, like straight, just straight.
Yeah, I'm looking at the drives. I like the way NFL.com does it. When did that happen? In the second half? Yeah, right on the right side, 38-yard run. That was that they were first and 10 at the Philadelphia at their own 49.
That might have been right out of halftime.
It was, yeah. Well, they had one possession where they punted, and then the Giants didn't do shit, and then that's when they basically the game was basically over uh, at that point. But I want to go back to the Giants fans. Listen, it's get over it. It's done. He left. It's finished. And then somebody got upset today because Belichick said, I think it was yesterday or today, that why didn't the Giants just give him $2 million more, which is what we talked about. Why didn't you give him a couple of more $1 million to keep the guy? Because he was your best offensive weapon. Can you imagine if you would have had? And I'm not saying, listen, guys, I'm not saying that the Giants' record would be.
No, but I think what you're saying is, if I'm reading into read the tea leaves. Every quarterback, whether you're as elite or you just happen to be the starting quarterback of a team for right now, and they don't have any other choice, a running game helps.
Yeah, it does. Big time.
The Giants don't really have that right now.
No, they don't.
This kid Gray, he does something every couple things, a couple things nice every now and then. Singletary, besides I guess the first couple games, he hasn't really done anything. He's been hurt. It was tough to watch yesterday, like you said. She coming in, she's like, "Why you mad? Your team's not even playing." I was like, I can't explain it to you. I watch it a little bit more. I pay attention a little bit more because of what we got going on. But that was brutal yesterday.
Yeah.
Brutal. And I was like we said, the defense was too much on the field. They were gonna run out of gas eventually.
It happened. It happened eventually. Yeah.
You saw that yesterday. You saw it.
Yeah. It was bad. It was really bad.
But there was nothing. There was nothing offensively that was pretty to watch.
I wrote it down. What did I say? And I texted you it. Here it is. Play calling is just uninspiring at this point.
I don't even know what to. I don't even. Everybody was so happy that he was taking over the play calls. I don't see anything different.
Well, is it because we don't see anything different because they just don't have the quarterback to make things different? Bro, they had 119 total yards yesterday. 119.
It's not even a quarterback, too. I mean, the way they make him sound as a play caller, to me, it really matters when you don't have somebody like Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
How are you on the imaginative side of offense to make it seem like he's the superstar, but
Right.
he's not a superstar?
Yeah.
It's like you're saying, well, what do you expect me to do? I got Daniel Jones. That's not
an excuse.
That's not an excuse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think he hasn't said that. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But if it goes to what you just said about it, what if that's what they're thinking? That's a terrible job by them. Because you're the guys that decided to give this guy the paycheck. And you just decided to ride with him and no one else. But there's nothing, as I watch the game, I'm just like, This left tackle that they had in place of Thomas yesterday, he was atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
You want to give Daniel Jones an excuse yesterday? That offensive line was atrocious yesterday. He hiked, he took 2 steps, and there was somebody in his lap. How many times did he get sacked yesterday? 8 times? Like, what?
He got sacked 8 times. Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, nothing, blah. But then you expect people to buy tickets, show up, watch this shit on television, and not stick pencils in their eyes.
Well, and that was, I'm glad you brought that up because that was kind of the temperature, the scuttlebutt, I should say, today. So I saw various things today, online, mostly online, because I don't listen to that trash you listen to. He's going to start next week. Daboll came out and said it straight up. He's the starter. Even though we thought, it's funny, because when they brought in Drew Lock yesterday, I actually stopped what I was doing. And I'm like, I just want to watch this drive and see. He sucks too. I mean, it's not even.
There was a headline: Daniel Jones benched. Was he really benched? They were getting blown out.
They were getting destroyed.
They weren't going to leave him in, especially if they knew in their minds he's going to start next week. He wasn't benched. You're just trying to make like a narrative.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're just trying to create a narrative that's not there. He wasn't benched. They were being blown out. Anyone would have been taken out of the game. Any starting quarterback would have been taken out of the game. But then, like you said, you bring in Drew Lock, and he sucks.
Yeah, he's not good. He's something. And then you got these idiot fans that want to go and be like, you got to bench him. You just got to let DeVito or Lock and see what you have. Listen, guys, we know what we have with those two. Stop it. Oh, here was the other thing I saw. Oh, you got to let those two guys play so you can show management the quarterback that you have in Jones. We've known who he is already.
I don't even know what the fuck to say. You know you should break up with the girl, but you're trying to give her 1,000,001 fucking excuses why you should stay with her. No, you need to fucking break up. Her whole skin is a red flag. Her epidermis, all that shit's a red flag. You gotta go. Get out of here.
I don't understand what some of these fans are thinking. Like, how much more do you need to see? Honestly, how much more? So now people are saying, well, it's Mara. This is all Mara's doing. He's the one, he's got a, and we talked about this in Hard Knocks in the beginning of the season, in the summertime, about how this guy has loyalty. So does he feel that he has to be loyal to Jones because they went and gave him all this fucking money?
Here's another problem I have with the owner thing. People need to make up their mind. It's 1 minute, the owner needs to stay out. Then when the Giants are doing what they're doing, Mara needs to jump in. No. Yeah. It's the same thing that happens with the Knicks and Dolan. Yeah. No. Mara, for the most part, hired 2 people. And he said, I'm going to let you do your job. Do it. Yeah. If the owner feels that he needs to keep jumping in every year, what I got you 2 for?
It's true.
I might as well do your job and just get who I can in my family to help me. I don't need a GM. I don't need a head coach. Get out. He's the owner. You hire people to do certain things because you feel they're qualified. Well, right now, they don't look like they're qualified.
No, absolutely not. I don't know.
What happened to all that? Daboll used to be like this fiery guy,
That's gone. Yeah.
Once he's not fat anymore. He don't have that. He needs to go back to being fat. It's like the same thing they said with Rex Ryan when he lost that weight.
I don't remember that.
He got skinny. Now he's soft.
Jesus Christ. That's funny.
Like, it's uninspiring. Like you said, it's uninspiring, man. Like, but we're fans, and then we continue to put ourselves through this shit. Like I said, I'm not doing it anymore. TV gets turned off. I move on to reality television. You know why I move? Because it makes me happy. These local teams make me sad. Take the Mets off the table. These local teams make me sad. I'm tired. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not going to allow you to do this to my soul anymore.
Yeah, I don't listen, Charlie. Charlie, I think we owe you an apology because when I saw you submitted that,
So
the
far, he's right
wins,
on track.
he's right on track. He is right on fucking track. I don't know, man. I just they're playing next Monday. We're gonna be recording during the game. I don't even care, to be quite honest. It's just like, who cares? Who gives a fuck at this point? I'll watch the condensed game just because we do this podcast, but I don't. This why am I going to sit there when I know what the outcome's going to be? So, speaking of outcomes, I've been waiting for this all day, all day. So, I guess Robert Saleh wasn't the problem, huh? As the Jets lose 37. You heard that right. 37-15 against the Steelers in Pittsburgh as the Jets drop to 2-5 on the season. Sir, the floor is yours. I don't just go. Say what you got to say.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over.
I'm tired of watching this shit week after week after week after week after week. And I hear bozos keep telling me, don't worry, we're going to get our quarterback and we're going to do this. Newsflash, I don't care how you look at it, analytically, visually. The Jets last year at this time were 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets are now 2-5. Whoa. Hassan Reddick's supposed to report today. Did he report today? Maybe now we'll get our shit together. Maybe we change that 1,000th light bulb in the stadium. Maybe we'll get our shit together. Maybe we figure out, you know what? That guy that sells hot dogs in the third level, he's not doing his job. Let's fire him. Now we'll get our shit together. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh my God.
Mr. Woody Johnson. You prick. All you guys suck. You know what it is? Maybe the Jets and the fans, the team isn't as good as you think it is. I told you at the beginning of the year, I gave you that record to troll everybody from last year that gave me shit for maybe protecting Zach Wilson because I know what I saw in front of me as a team, and it wasn't fair to that young man. And you said, but I got text messages. I got emails. My biggest receipt and my biggest middle finger to you is that we're 2-5 with Mr. Rodgers' neighborhood. Fuck that guy. Fuck his little boyfriend, Devontae Adams, that came over here. Fuck him too. Garrett Wilson, you can't catch a ball that's in your chest, but you want to be known as one of the best wide receivers. Breece Hall, you finally got your head out of your ass. I'm not going to mess with you too much. Tyron Smith, go back to Dallas. Matter of fact, take Danny with you. And Greg Zuerlein, take him too. You suck as well. You all suck. And you want me to believe that you're going to turn it around next Sunday against the Patriots. I hope the Patriots shit all over you. And Drake May, whatever the fuck his name is, throws touchdowns here and left and right. Aaron Rodgers, you know who you'll never be? And I hate to say this because you're on the team that I root for. You'll never be Tom Brady. And you'll never be Brett Favre. And you're coming over here and ruining my team. Not that they haven't been ruined already. But you come over here, over the mic, post-game, pre-game, soft-spoken, picking your nose, picking your ass, looking at the sky, blaming this guy, blaming the guy. It's your fault, dude. It's your fault. Again, missed throws yesterday, overthrows, underthrows. You're in the back like the statue that stands outside of cigar shops. That motherfucker don't move, just like you. You suck. The whole team sucks. Ownership sucks. The coach sucks. The GM sucks. Everybody sucks. But you know what you're not going to allow me to do? You're not going to make me do? Watch that atrocity that you put on television every fucking day. I'd rather watch 90 Day Fiancé. That's a fact. You're not going to continue to tell me or continue to pee on my leg like I said before, but tell me it's raining. Again, fuck you. Have a good night. I'm tired, bro. I can't. This is not what I'm gonna do. I'm not doing this anymore. Especially that you shouldn't be 2-5.
No, absolutely not.
You shouldn't be 2-5. You should have won that game yesterday. Like, come on, man. This is old. It's old. That's exactly what this is. It's old. And when people come at me now, what am I supposed to say? I can't say nothing. But you give us the same story over and over and over. I don't want to hear it anymore. I got my hands over my ears. I don't care what you got to say. It's stupid.
Dude, I can't believe that they got blown out the way that they did. They didn't score in the second half, by the way.
No, they got shut out.
Shut out in the second half. They give up 409 yards.
Yeah, there's great defense, right?
Yeah, the defense was nowhere to be found.
You know what the defense was doing when Robert Saleh was here? They were playing their ass off. So what does that tell me? It's this is when I say when people like Woody Johnson and they look too deep into things. Sometimes it doesn't always take the most talented people to win football games or any kind of sport. It's all about chemistry, playing right. When you got too many egos and you got it's crazy, bro. It's tough to. I can't watch this shit anymore, and I'm not gonna allow them to destroy my happiness. I'm not gonna do it. It's fucking stupid. It's stupid. I don't even know what to say anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think there is anything more to say, especially for both.
I know. One thing. I wanted to go for text that you texted us yesterday.
Oh yes,
and this is why Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches in the NFL. You texted something. Was it you? I think it was you. I can't believe Mike Tomlin is starting Russell Wilson. Was that you?
No, it was Danny.
Danny.
Yeah.
Danny, once again, just watch the game. You think you don't think Mike Tomlin, not that he's on Twitter or whatever, you don't think he's heard stuff like that? Maybe family members told him they think that you're doing the wrong thing. You know what Mike Tomlin said? I don't give a shit. It's my that's exactly what he did. He stuck up his middle finger. He said, I'm gonna do what I want. That's why I'm a winner. And the team that we're playing tonight are losers. And what happened? Russell Wilson didn't have the greatest game. He didn't. No. But for some reason, he thought putting him in gave them the best chance to win. And what happened? They squashed him like little ants. That's why he's a great coach. He don't care what anyone has to say.
I mean, listen, he did have 2 touchdown passes and no interceptions. He had a fucking way better game than Daniel Jones did. I'll tell you that right now. And Najee Harris had 102 yards. Pickens had 111 yards and 5 receptions. And, going back to that Tomlin thing, apparently he made that decision on his own. Like, he didn't consult anybody.
He's not. Because you know why? They allow him to make the decisions, and they entrust in him that he's going to make the right decisions, which majority of the time he does. Mm-hmm. That's why there's a reason Pittsburgh has only had 3 coaches in their franchise's history.
Yeah, they trust their people.
3 head coaches.
That's insane.
Is everyone listening?
It's insane.
How many coaches has your franchise had? What? Come on, bro. Remember last year, the fans wanted him to be fired.
Right. Yeah, I do remember that.
I'll go pick his ass up. I'll pick him up. I'll jump in my little blue CHR and I'll pick up Mike Tomlin. I'll buy him food. I'll buy him lunch, dinner, wine, whatever the fuck he wants. Come over here and head coach the what? Come on, man. You people are stupid. God.
It's about a 12-hour round trip driving.
Good. Fine. That's fine. He wants to stop at a hotel. I'll pay for it. All of that. I'll get him breakfast, lunch, dinner. I don't give a shit. Just so he can be on the sideline for us. Pittsburgh wanted him sniffing in whatever you were sniffing in those steel shops over the years. People forget acting real stupid. Oh,
My God. All right. I think it's time to move away from
yeah,
the
before
New
I have
York
an aneurysm.
football. Let's get into some other NFL bits in. I was going to say something else, but so I don't mean to laugh about this. Dude, this whole situation with Deshaun Watson, I just
You can't make it up.
here's the thing I want to say. So for people who don't know, Deshaun Watson blew out his Achilles. What was it? His left one, right? His left leg or
Right, I
right
think.
leg? Let's see. Hold on. I've got the yeah, right leg. And I I'm of two minds of this right now, and I'm having a hard time because I don't think anybody, like, unless you're from Philadelphia, I don't think anybody actively sits there and wants the worst
No,
to
no, no, no,
happen
no. Yeah,
to
unless you're from
somebody.
Philly,
Right.
I don't wish injury on anyone.
I don't think that is the case. But in this situation, and I'm not saying this is the way I was thinking, but I think in the aftermath, because don't forget, he got hurt, he got carted off the field, and Browns fans were cheering. They were cheering your own man. But
Booing someone when they're healthy and then cheering when they get hurt is two different things.
yeah, so and listen, am I saying that he doesn't deserve it? No, because I get it. This man is, with all the trouble he's been in with this whole thing with the scandal and him playing like shit. I don't necessarily blame these fans for reacting the way that they did yesterday. And I know Miles Garrett was pissed off about it yesterday, and I guess his right. He has every right to defend his teammate, but also don't, like you say, don't pee in my leg and tell me it's raining. You can't sit there and say he's been a model citizen. A
Yeah,
model citizen
he used a term
doesn't.
that was like, all right, you
Yeah,
shouldn't say that. I think
yeah.
that is that what he said? He was a
I
model
think.
citizen. No,
Yeah, yeah. I think so. I think that was what he said.
I think that's the term he used for him. And I was like, all right, dude,
Yeah,
that's maybe that's where you're gonna lose the fans.
yeah. Well,
That
somebody.
you can say.
Yeah. Well, somebody who was saying that, I guess Jameis Winston too also um you know was saying some stuff in defense of
Of
Deshaun
Watson,
Watson.
yep.
I mean, it's just like, and apparently LeBron James is calling people out too. It's just like, but bro, you know what? Your boy should have not done the shit that he was accused of doing. That's the bottom line. You wanna avoid all that stuff? Be a model citizen and don't do what you did. I'm not saying that I would have booed the guy, but I can also understand why. Not everything's black and
They
white,
were
people.
they were probably saying to themselves, this was probably the only way he was gonna get benched.
Right. Well, that's the thing too. Yeah. That's exactly the thing. It's funny when when you texted me, guys, this is a joke. Just letting you know now. But we text each other when somebody dies. We'll say their name and put dot dot dot. We immediately know what that means. Like, immediately knows that that person's dead. So, oh, it happens a lot when celebrities or whatnot die. So Lee J, because I'm watching the Giants game and I've got NFL the red zone on. So Lee J texted me Deshaun Watson dot dot dot. And at that point, I knew that Watson was out of the game, but I didn't know why. I thought, well, they had enough. Stefanski had enough. Fuck it, get him out of there. I didn't put two and two together that Watson got hurt. And then you and I had the back and forth, and you were like,
Yep,
"No, he
yep,
got
yep.
hurt." I'm like, "Oh shit, he got hurt." Okay, now that makes sense. Um, sir, I don't. Listen, you can pat yourself on the back again. Make your bow. You took bows last week.
I don't have to say it again, but with or without the injury, I didn't see anything coming out of the season for that team.
No, yeah,
I think he's done. He's washed up. They got to figure out what they're gonna do to get rid of that paycheck, which I don't think there's anything. They effed up. They effed up. They got to figure it out now because guess what? If any one of these backups comes in and does a little of anything and makes the Browns a little bit anywhere remotely possibly looks like they have something, you can't bring this guy back next year.
No, you can't.
You can't bring this guy back next year. I'm sorry. And
Well,
supervisor or not, what masseuse is going to want to work on him? They're like, oh, no, I'm good. I actually moved on to a different career. I'm
they're gonna,
out.
you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna have a man do it. You're not gonna have a choice.
Who knows?
That's true. Maybe we know something. He knows something that we don't.
He doesn't discriminate, maybe. Who the hell knows? And
He's like,
hey, listen, I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with that, but maybe that's who he is.
he's like Diddy. He could be like Diddy. We don't know.
They're gonna probably play tug of war together. Who knows?
Holy shit. Oh my god. Well, now, so here's the other thing too. You're gonna get a decent draft pick, I would think now, right? Do you go after Sanders? Is he gonna be an option, or one of these other guys? Hewers, right? Is that the guy from Texas?
Yeah, Brock Hewers.
I don't know. And you know what the funny thing, not the funny thing, but throughout all of this, the news breaks that they're going to be moving to a new stadium in the suburbs. So here again, you're doing all this shit. You're making these terrible decisions, but oh yeah, please fund our stadium. Please pay for more expensive tickets because
Your
we
taxes are gonna
decided.
go up because we got a new stadium for this shitty team.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, come on, man. That whole situation is just like, what a fucking shit show. I gotta put my fan on because I got the heat on and it's fucking hot as balls in this room. Anyway, so a couple other things I wanted to bring up, and this is one thing that I don't have on the docket because it just happened. But Brandon Ayuk,
Oh
Jesus
yeah,
Christ, bro,
MCL and
and
ACL
ACL.
torn.
Holy shit, all that. So let me just read the story quick. This is from NFL.com. Nick Shook. Brandon Ayuk season's over. An MRI confirmed that the 49ers wide receiver suffered a torn ACL, MCL in Sunday's 28-18 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. This is what Ian Rappaport reported. They later confirmed the extent of Ayuk's injuries. Went down in the final minute of the first half when he collided with a Chiefs defensive back, a couple of Chiefs defensive backs. And the replay showed Ayuk's right leg bending awkwardly upon contact. And he remained in the game on the ground for several minutes after the collision and yada, yada, yada. And damn, bro, all this shit. You put your team through all this stuff in the preseason only to now you're done for the year and we'll see you next training camp, basically. So that was kind of one thing quick. And then the other thing too, how the fuck are the Chiefs 6-0 and Mahomes is, well, dude, Mahomes' stats are not much better than Daniel Jones's. Actually, I think Jones might be
Their defense has played well.
Yeah, yeah. Mahomes 6 touchdowns. He's only got 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. This is a guy who threw for an NFL record 79 touchdowns in his first 32 career games. And he's only got 6 touchdowns, and we're almost halfway through the fucking season. And they're 6-0.
That either tells you two things. The NFL's really shitty.
Or rigged.
Or it doesn't matter. They just find some way to win, which kudos to them. That's what winners do. Because at the end of the day, they're still 6-0.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. It's and dude, we've seen this in the NFL before. We saw this with the Patriots. How, yes, granted, you had Tom Brady. I get that, but even when Brady didn't have great games, they still found ways to win. So,
Which is what's happening right now.
Yeah, that's exactly
that one play he had yesterday. I was like, what's the 49ers doing? All they had to do was push him out of bounds. And he goes right up the sideline.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
gains a
yeah.
bunch of yardage running.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what are y'all doing? It's like little things like that. That was enough for them to eventually score. You keep stacking points. No matter how you do it, you stop them on defense, you win the game. It may be ugly, but you're winning. That's all that really matters. You don't apologize for winning.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be like these people picking
Dopes.
on the Yankees because
Idiots.
they didn't play anybody in the postseason.
God,
So
people are
anyway,
stupid.
all right. Let's do our picks for week number 8. And by the way, next week, what we're gonna do is kind of revisit our storylines for the beginning of the year and see, where we stand. We know where some of them stand when it comes to like the Cleveland Browns. So that'll be interesting. But sir, I still pick the local teams.
No, we still got to pick them. We still got to
Yeah,
pick them just
we
because
still
they're the
gotta
local
pick them.
teams.
Yeah, we still gotta pick them.
Yep.
So do you want to go ahead and go first?
I just realized that one of the games I picked is a 39 game, so I'm going to take that off. So I'm going to let you go first while I try to scroll through this real fast and pick my 5th game
Okay,
because I
gotcha.
don't want to pick the Thursday game.
Got it. Okay. So let's go with the local team first. I am going to go with the Giants here. Well, the Giants game. I'm taking the Steelers. I mean, how can I not? They are favored by 5.5. They're playing. It's so funny because they're playing the Giants. Another primetime game for Daniel Jones to shit the bed in. But the Steelers are also playing the other New York team just a week after playing the Jets in prime time. So I am taking the Steelers at 5.5. They're favored by 5.5. So, sir, what do you got?
All right, I just picked the last game. I got it here. All right. Oh, definitely. I'm going with Pittsburgh Steelers. Minus a fine. FU New York, FU New Jersey. Give me Pittsburgh Steelers all day, minus 5.5.
All right. I can't believe I'm now. This is again, we're doing points here. I am going to take the Pats with the points. They're +7. I just maybe I'm an idiot. I think the Jets will actually win the game, but I think it's going to be a struggle. It's been a struggle all year for the Jets. So, but I'm going to take the Pats with the points at +7, sir.
I'm going to take. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. I am not picking the Jets for the rest of the year. Give me the Pats at +7.
Oh shit. All right, let's go through our other 3 games and hopefully we don't have the same ones. Let's go to hold on a second. I am going to go with the Packers. Did you take that game too?
That's the one that I just picked in place of the Thursday night game.
So Packers 4.5 and I don't see who they're playing.
Jacksonville.
Jackson. Oh yeah, come on. I got to log back into FanDuel. Yeah, I mean Jacksonville. Oh, here we go. Jacksonville is awful. So, yeah,
I'm in
taking
agreement.
them.
Give me the
Yeah,
Packers at -4.5. They shut down Houston, not shut them down, but they did the game winner and all of that. Played a good game against them. One of my shit the bed teams at the beginning of the year. They beat the Patriots. Who cares? Packers -4.5.
got it. So it's funny because they're playing now, and I think are they still? Are the Buccaneers still winning or no?
No, they were 14-10.
So they're down now. So so I am taking one of these teams that is playing now. If I can just find the fucking game here. Here we go. No, what's going on here? I'm taking the Bucks next week, but I can't find who they're playing.
I think the Falcons.
Oh yeah, the Falcons are really. I
Yeah,
gotta
the
stop
Falcons
picking
is
the
one of those
Falcons.
teams. I
Yeah.
thought they were going to win this week. I picked them.
So yeah,
They wound up getting blown out.
yeah. It's really weird. They've had a really weird season. So I'm gonna take the Bucks at -2.5. So your next game.
I'm going to ride the wave of picking against Miami and pick against them again and
Jesus
pick the
Christ.
Arizona Cardinals at +3.5. Let's go, little midget Kyler Murray. Oh, little person Kyler Murray.
Sir, I am also going to take the Cardinals. So 2 games the same here at +3.5. Here's the thing. You guys think this is a joke, but Call of Duty comes out next Friday.
Jesus Christ.
Actually, no, wait, hold on.
That might be this Friday because you said
It
that
comes out
last
this
week.
Friday, yes.
Because you said that last week.
So this is we're taking a chance here because Call of Duty comes out this Friday. Well, actually, he probably pays for the early access, so I think that comes out maybe today. So Murray's head might not be in the game come Sunday. Just FYI, just letting you guys know. Pick that game at your own peril. Anyway,
My last game on the docket.
oh wait, did we? Oh yes,
I
sorry.
got one more.
Wait,
Give
I thought
me the Texans taking down the Colts. I'm taking the Texans all day at -5.5. I think they come out of their little funk. I actually think they blow the Colts out. Texans
Sorry,
-5.5.
Are you sure those are 5 games? You didn't
Yeah,
pick
that's
6
5 right
by
there.
accident?
That's 1,
Oh.
2. Jets, Giants, Arizona, Houston, and Green Bay.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I already gave my 5th one. Okay. All right. This episode is shorter than I thought it was going to be. So we are at the end here, and we are going to do an interesting Mount Rushmore. Don't actually where I came up with this, but it's our Mount Rushmore of soda brands / flavors, and I don't know. I was sitting in the living room this morning when I was going back and forth with you about what time we're going to text and figuring out a halftime topic and all this other shit. And for some reason, it just popped into my head. Oh shit! Let's talk about soda.
I think it's more to what you said though, is because we don't really drink it anymore.
Yeah,
I drink
we
it
don't
on occasion, depending on if I'm eating pizza and I feel like having one, because I feel like
Yeah,
that's the only really good drink that goes with pizza.
yeah, I agree. I
But
completely
besides
agree,
that, it's essentially out of my diet.
bro. I think back at how much of that stuff I used to drink. Holy shit, bro!
Bro, when I was 250, many people don't remember these days, but I was 250 at my heaviest. Bro, I was drinking. So we would go to ShopRite. They would do like a 412 pack for $12 type of thing every other week on sale.
Jesus.
And that would be like every 2 weeks they would do that deal. Those 4 packs would be gone by the next sale of the 2 weeks.
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
Essentially, me being the only one drinking them.
That's insane, bro.
That
I
stuff
remember.
is so good, but so poison at the same time.
Oh God! So I remember when I was a kid. My mom will never hear this, but throughout the day, I would just go to the refrigerator, take out the 2-liter, take a sip right from the bottle, put it back in, come back a half an hour later,
Do it
do the same
again.
thing. Bro,
She bought the caffeine free, right? The gold label. It was like a gold label.
yeah. Yeah, that didn't mean shit caffeine.
That
That
didn't mean
it's not
anything.
sugar.
There's still so
Got all the
much other
sugar in
shit
it.
in there. That didn't mean anything.
Hey, bro, can you imagine how if I was drinking the caffeine stuff at that age, at that time of night? You know what I used to do? This is fucking disgusting.
Probably, yeah, it probably is disgusting, you pig.
Back when I used to drink like chocolate milk and stuff, I would have my chocolate milk, and then like a half an hour later, I would go have like soda. You know how much fucking sugar that is, bro? Think about that.
Do it right now. See what happens. Do it tonight.
Oh, dude. Anytime I have it, I'm like, this is I can't. It's like it's burning down my throat because that's how like sweet it is.
That sounds like a personal problem. Anytime something burns down your throat, you just stop swallowing that.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, all right. Do you want to go first, sir?
Yes, I'll go first. Number 4 on the list. This was part of the old school grandmother, mother Spanish. This was part of the remedy box when you were sick.
Oh, God. I love this.
It was right next to the Vicks.
Jesus Christ.
I like a good ginger ale still. Every now and then, that's the way I'll treat. I have ginger ale. I guess people consider that, they see ginger ale, they consider that like old people.
Yeah.
It's fine. I like ginger ale. It made you feel better, as they said. Horseshit.
Yeah, sure they did.
Yeah, stop.
Sure
Bullshit.
What do they call them?
Yeah.
Housewives' tales?
That
Yeah.
or urban legends, I guess.
Urban legend. Yeah.
Not true.
Yeah.
All BS. Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to do all of them?
Sure, why not? Do all of them. Fuck it.
Number 3, this is for Charlie because I know he hates it, but I don't care. I love it. And it goes good with ice cream. Root beer.
Oh, dude, I hate root beer.
I love that shit.
That shit is disgusting.
It's kind of the same. I kind of put root beer and cream soda like the same type of thing, even though it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
I'm saying root beer, that's kind of cream soda is like, rolled into that as well. But oh man, I fucking love root beer. So fucking good.
And you make fun of me for Bloody Marys. And you drink that
root beer, Bloody Marys, fucking screwdrivers and apples. We're talking here. Fuck off, bro. Jesus Christ, what a piece of shit. I really didn't include Coke and Pepsi on this because that's just like givens. I didn't really want to do that. I just wanted to keep it like a flavor thing. So I kicked it off.
I kept. Oh well, I'll get into it.
So number 2 for me is Sunkissed. Oh, I fucking love that shit. Oh yeah, nice fucking good orange soda. Give me that shit. That's what I want, and that's what I'm gonna fucking get. And number 1, hate it, love it. I don't really fucking care. It's my favorite soda of all time. Mountain fucking Dew. Bingo bango.
Did you ever? Because I know they would get crazy with their fucking flavors.
No,
like later on.
I just do the traditional.
The traditional
green. That's
Mountain Dew.
Yeah. I don't like all that other shit. No, just give me a regular Mountain Dew.
Dude, some of those flavors that they come out with are just like,
it's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah,
I just
crazy.
look at some of that stuff now, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Shit's insane.
He's not supposed to be drinking this.
No, absolutely not. All right. So my 4, Sir, like you, that fucking Sunkissed, man. Holy shit. There was a point, and it can't be Fanta.
No, Sunkissed is the only orange soda you should be drinking.
It's gotta be Sunkissed. There was a time, this is the way my stupid brain works sometimes, when I was eating a lot of Subway. Also very terrible for you at the end of the day.
No, it can be. They told me that it's good for you. Brady promotes it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Sort of a pedophile. So,
oh shit.
You remember him? Jared?
Christ.
So, I would have a dilemma because you would get the free soda. The meal. Anytime I got the meal, I had a dilemma when I got to the fountain thing. I was like, I don't know what to get. Do I get my go-to Coke, or do I? Because they had Sunkissed, I believe. I think they later changed it to Fanta. But they had did. Sunkissed.
Because now they have.
So
Fanta.
I was like, I don't know what to do. But most of the time, I went with Sunkissed because I remember as a kid when we used to buy it, it was like a special occasion because we usually just brought either Coke or Pepsi.
Yeah, like I know, like the Thanksgiving and the Christmas is when
a
bunch of varieties, because people are coming over, so you're like, oh, you don't know what they drink, buy everything.
So it's fucking funny. Anyway, so yeah, that's definitely on the top 4. I'm the opposite of you, where I prefer the 7-Up to the Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I fucking hate 7-Up.
The 7-Up was also one of those things, kind of like ginger ale, in some ways.
Yep,
where they were like, if you're not feeling well, drink some 7-Up.
They would tell you if there was no ginger ale, get the 7-Up.
Don't ask me.
Like he's fucking like you. Never mind.
Sir, we believed it. We ate that shit up.
I didn't believe shit. I don't want to get beat. As I'm sitting there taking this, I'm just like, my stomach still fucking hurts. Not one time did I go swimming after I ate did I throw up, but you told me not to swim after I ate because I would get
Oh
cramps.
my God.
Stop it. It's bullshit.
Jesus Christ.
Don't go outside with your hair wet. You'll get sick.
Right. That was another one.
Sorry,
And
people. We're going off a little here, but all you people know exactly what we're talking about.
my mother, that was a big one because of Brenda. When she would go out, and my mom would say, "Don't go out with your hair
Yeah, she's
wet."
going to catch pneumonia and drop dead right on Franklin.
Holy shit. Oh my God.
God,
Okay.
there's so many more. And I just can't think of
There
them off the
are.
top of my head.
There
My
are.
God.
It's funny.
Golly.
All right. My number 2. This is going to come out of fucking left field.
Oh, boy.
And I think only
Dr.
people.
Pepper.
No, I hate Dr. Pepper.
Oh, this guy's some animal. You're an animal.
I hate Dr. Pepper. That's disgusting. And people are only going to know this if you grew up.
I know what you're going to say.
No, you don't.
The real old school Puerto Rican soda.
No, the Maltas?
Not Malta.
Oh, no.
The cola champagne.
No. But this is also as close. Do you remember Associated had their own brand of sodas?
Mm-hmm.
The grape one? That shit was good. Anytime we went to Coney Island, we would stop by Associated and buy like the variety pack. So it had like the fake cola.
Yeah.
It had orange.
It was called cola, orange, and grape.
Yeah, and grape. Bro, I love that grape. And I only ever drank that grape when we went to Coney Island. That was the only time I ever drank it, but that shit was fucking good. Really, really good. So again, by the way, for people who don't know, Associated is a local supermarket chain in New York City. So I don't think there are any outside of the city. Though, you know what's funny? There's a Key Food in Beacon, which I find fucking hilarious because I only associate Key Food with the city.
Yeah.
But there's one up here.
The one where you grew up.
Right, in Greenpoint. Yeah. And number 1, I did cheat. I put Coke on my thing because I don't know. I always hated Pepsi. Fuck you, Pepsi. You guys suck. I always liked Coke better because it was sweeter. That advertising worked. I tell you that right now. When I was a kid, that advertising completely fucking worked. So Coke was always my preference. You know what the funny thing is? For a long time, Vegas, right? A lot of the hotels and casinos, they had an exclusive contract with Pepsi that they only serve Pepsi at the casinos and the hotels for a very, very long time. So anytime you went to the thing and you said, "Oh, can I get a Coke?" And they're like, "Well, we have Pepsi," and we're like,
they'll give you
fuck.
all the Pepsi sold products.
Yeah, so we had to.
It's like City Field used to be a Pepsi
yeah.
a Pepsi stadium. Now they're just Coke.
Now it's a Coke thing.
It's all about the contract. Who's going to offer more?
Yeah, that I remember going when I went to Vegas for the first time with my mom, and that sounds like a joke that I went to Vegas for the first time with my mom, but that is actually what did happen. Yeah, I was very disappointed that the fact that they only had Pepsi stuff. But what are you gonna do? You're thirsty, you want soda. That was when we drank that shit like I was water. So anyway.
Quick story I wanted to mention too. So, Saturday, her and I went to this event, which was actually another one phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, right. Yes. Oh, yeah. How did that go, by the way?
It was phenomenal. Just to let everyone know, it's like these food events they put together. This one was put together by Aaron Sanchez. He's on the Food Network. I think he's of Mexican descent. I'm not 100% sure. Has a whole bunch of tattoos and stuff. You've seen him on different shows with Gordon Ramsay and stuff like that. Really good chef. Shout out to Mel. She gives I'm telling you, the best gifts. This was another one, knocked it out the park. So we get there, a bit of a line. It's downtown by like City Hall. Can't think of a name of it, but when I get the name of it from her, I'll mention it again next time. So it's tacos and tequila. You could do shots, you could do margaritas, whatever the case may be. So we're standing on this one line waiting because everyone had a line.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how I am. I do not talk to people. I hate it. It's annoying. So I happened to get to this one line. She didn't. I think she went to get us drinks, and I was waiting online to get a taco. Or I can't remember what it was. So they started a new batch, so I had to wait. So as a guy, the owner of the taco shop, his back is to me, so I'm just standing there waiting, and I just happened to read the back of his shirt, and I think the name of the place was, I want to say Pizzoni, something like that. I can't really remember. I'm going to get the name for you next time. And all I see is GP, comma BKLYN, which for all that knows, that
Oh
stands for
God.
Brooklyn. Zip code 11222.
Are you fucking serious?
He said, "F it, I'm gonna do what I don't do." I said, "Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?" Because he looks at me and he's like, "Just give me a couple more seconds," because he was toasting the taco shell. I was like, "Yeah, sure. By the way, let me ask you a question." I said, "You guys are located in Greenpoint?" He goes, "Yeah. How do you know about Greenpoint?" I was like, "Dude, I grew up there. I grew up on Huron Street between between Manhattan Avenue and Franklin." He goes, "No way. I live on Huron between
Oh,
Greenpoint and McGinnis in the other direction."
give the direction.
So we struck up a conversation. He gave me his card. I'm thinking about going to check them out when we get we got a couple cool spots that we got out of this place that they have their restaurants, but you probably wouldn't be familiar with them because maybe you're just not in that neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly.
So that this is good for like networking for these restaurants and stuff. And then if your food is good,
Yeah, you
there's
go out of
another
the way.
place
Yeah.
in Williamsburg. It's strictly vegan.
Oh, really?
Let me tell you something. A lot of this vegan food I don't like.
Yes.
They had the best tacos there.
Interesting.
They had a pollo guisado taco
What?
with sweet plantains in it.
Oh man, that
I
sounds
went
good.
back there 3 times. The lady and the husband started laughing. They were like, "You're back again?" I was like, "You're damn right." The best tacos to me in that whole place. Bro,
Interesting.
really, I think she took their card. Really, really
Mm,
fucking good. Really good. But these events are phenomenal. They put you on to like, people promote their own. There's a couple people they had tequila that I never heard of, so maybe they were promoting their tequila.
yeah.
Their restaurants. I was disappointed because he wasn't there.
Oh, the
And
guy
if he
wasn't
was, he didn't
there.
make an appearance.
That's
Because the
weird.
last one that we went to with Robert Irvine, which was in the Hard Rock Cafe on 42nd, Whiskey and the Steak one, he was there. I took a picture
Right.
with him. He
Yeah,
did a
yeah. I
couple
remember you telling me that.
games,
Yeah.
but for some reason he wasn't there. But
That's
besides
weird.
that, it was cool. And we were drunk. I was like, we're not going back over there. Stood at the hotel, so we were good.
Yeah, you gotta find that one in Greenpoint, the name of it, because I'm curious now.
Yeah, I know it starts with a P. I gotta find out the name of it because I do want to go and visit because the tacos were actually, he had like a chicken, some kind of chicken taco. It was really good. There's one spot, their shell was the actual sweet banana. I don't know how they did that.
Oh
The
shit, that's
taco shell
interesting.
was the sweet banana. I don't know how they did that.
That's
But it was good.
interesting.
But it was good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I keep on telling myself, oh, I'm gonna just make a day trip to down to Brooklyn one of these days. And it's just like it is such a fucking hassle for me to get there now. Just
To,
like, oh
to be honest, it's a hassle for me to get there. So I know for
yeah,
you,
I know.
it's a
Yeah.
hassle for me.
But
I just whatever.
I know. But the thing
I
is,
mean, to visit one of these restaurants, I wouldn't mind checking it
yeah.
out.
Well, the thing is I would like I'm long overdue for a trip to Brooklyn Brewery. So
Oh, there you
that's like
go.
another
Put
motivation.
that right
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah, put that in the list. So anyway, that is going to do it for this week's episode of Two Dummies That Just Watch, a sports podcast between friends. By the way, Eric got a kick out of me calling it the Nerd Federation podcast last week. He said he lost his shit. Dude, I was so in my element. You guys have no one, you guys don't know the other side of me with this pro wrestling stuff. Like, no idea, no fucking idea. It's just like another, I start going and it's over. It's game over. Anyway, that's gonna do it for us. We will be back with you again next Tuesday. So look out for that. And I don't know, maybe we'll be a little bit happier next week. Who knows? I
Jesus
doubt
Christ.
it.
That's
I'm Will
wishful
Hern-
thinking.
I'm Will Hernandez here for Lee J. Perilla, and we will see you next week. Peace out.
Later.